going on, guys? It is Monday, November 20th. It is just after 6 a.m. Legal shooting time is about 6:06. I think we got about 2 minutes till legal, but I'm going to give it about 5 minutes before I head into the woods because it's so dark. As you can kind of tell, I can't see anything. And this first piece of woods I got to walk through is really thick, hemlocks and stuff, so it's going to be pretty dark in there. Saturday I came in here in the afternoon, about 1 o'clock. And I parked here where I'm at right now, and I got about 150 yards up into the woods. And it was really breezy Saturday afternoon, and I got up in there, and I was kind of headed down over this little bank to a tote road that I wanted to follow up over this hill. And I heard a buck grunt, and I didn't know at the time if it was a buck or if it was just a tree creaking, swaying in the wind. And as I kind of bent down to look in the direction where it came from, all I heard was just a big deer take off running. I don't know if it was a buck with a doe or what, but I never even saw him, but it was definitely a good-sized deer. I heard him run off, and I got up on this hillside and sat for a couple hours and didn't see anything, and I had some stuff to do Saturday evening, so I came out of the woods about a half hour early, but I figured this morning I'd sneak back up in here and get it set up in a good spot. It's kind of... part of this hillside is like open hardwoods, really open, you can see forever. And then a lot of it's really thick hemlock patches, so I'm just going to go find a good spot to sit on the edge of where it goes from thick to open, and hopefully I can catch some deer traveling around. But I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to head up this hill and find a good spot to sit. I am hunting with my rifle today, too. It's the last week of firearm season, so I finally hung the bow up for the rest of the week. After this week, we do have 2 weeks of muzzleloader and expanded archery, so I don't muzzleload. So if I tag out this week, then I'll probably head back down to expanded. Alright, well, I just got set up. Got up here on the hillside. I'm kind of right on the edge of a hemlock grove off to my left. And then down in front of me and all off to my right is pretty much open hardwoods. I got my 30-06 with a scope on it, so I should have no problem making a long shot if I need to, as long as I don't have anything in the way. I'm going to sit here and chill out for a little bit, and then I'll probably do some calling. It's a little bit breezy this morning. Wind just started picking up as it got light. A lot of buck sign up in here. I probably walked by 6 scrapes on my way in. And once you get up into this area right here that I'm in, there's a whole bunch of rubs up in here. Like I said, whatever I jumped Saturday afternoon, I never saw it, but it was a good deer. It was a heavy one, and I'm not going to be very picky anyway at this point. It's the last week of firearm season, so see what happens. I got gray squirrels running all over the place up here. It's almost 9 o'clock now. The wind has picked up a little bit, and it's definitely cooled off compared to what it was a couple hours ago. I've been thinking about packing it up for about an hour now, and I just keep telling myself a little bit longer, a little bit longer. But my feet are frozen. I was actually only going to hunt for a few hours this morning and then go to work for the rest of the day or whatever. But I got some errands to run in town, and I think I'll probably actually just go back out somewhere. Might even come back up in here this afternoon. I don't really want to get up and leave, but my feet are frozen. And I do have some stuff to do around town today, so I think I'm actually going to get up and kind of head up the hill into this hemlock grove off to my left. Kind of make my way up to the top of the hill, not quite the top, but up the hill a ways, and get over on the western edge. On the western edge, it kind of drops right steep into this big valley with a brook running down through it. And I think I'm going to get up onto that edge of that drop and then head back down the hill towards the truck and just kind of poke along. It's not really ideal conditions for walking around where it's so noisy. This whole hillside's just covered in beech and oak leaves, which is why these squirrels are making so much noise. There's like 5 or 6 gray squirrels running around up here. That is all I've seen. I have not seen a single deer, which I'm pretty surprised, actually. I figured I'd for sure at least see some does or something cruising across this hillside this morning, but I'm going to get my stuff packed up and take a little walk and make my way back towards the truck and go take care of a few things and probably figure out what I want to do this afternoon. That's the plan. Alright, there's deer crap all over the ground right in here. I decided to come to a different spot. I got driving around today, kind of thinking about where I wanted to go this afternoon. And this spot kind of just popped into my head, and I figured I might as well come out here and take a walk around. I got to get through this thick stuff first, and then I'll kind of come up onto this open hardwood ridge. It's kind of oaks and beech, a lot of hemlocks and pines kind of mixed in with it, but it's mostly open hardwoods. But I'm just going to poke through here. It's pretty windy now. The wind's picked up quite a bit. But I'm going to poke through here and see if I can see anything, and if not, then I probably won't hunt till dark. Chuck and I are supposed to go to one of his secret honey holes tomorrow and do an all-day sit bow hunting, so a spot that I've never even been to before, but he says there's all kinds of deer in there. So I'm going to get poking down through here, and if I do shoot anything out here, probably won't be able to get it on this camera. I'll probably only get it on my GoPro, so hopefully it's close enough so you guys can actually see something if I do shoot something. I'm going to put this camera away and get poking down through here, try to get up onto this ridge. Well, I made it through all that thick stuff and popped out on a little skid road. I got walking down it, and as soon as I did, I looked up and there's another guy headed towards me coming out of here. Younger guy. He said he'd been out here all morning walking around, so that's probably not good. And then I got talking to him, and he said there was another guy sitting in a ground blind just up off the side of the skid road that I was walking on. So I kind of cut back up into the woods here. I'm up kind of where I wanted to get into anyway now, up on this ridge side. I've got really no rhyme or reason to what I'm going to do, I don't think. I'm just going to kind of poke through here and try to be quiet and keep my eyes peeled and hopefully see something. I do have a doe tag and a buck tag to fill, so but I'm not going to probably spend too much time in here. Like I said, Chuck and I are going to do an all-day sit tomorrow bow hunting. So I want to make sure I can get home at a decent hour. And it's my wife's cousin's fiance's birthday today. And we're going to go out to dinner tonight. So I'm just going to poke down through here for a couple hours and see what happens. I'm kind of not really looking too good. After that guy just said he just got done walking down through here. And there was a guy in a ground blind down there somewhere. But I'm going to poke down through here and see what we see, I guess. That figures. I was kind of trying to walk through this open hardwood hillside. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to sneak up on anything out here. It's wide open and it's noisy as hell. So I kind of had to back up the hill. I was going to get on the other side of the ridge. I was standing there for a second, just looking around, and I hear a deer running up over the hill towards me. This big doe comes up, and I was going to shoot her, actually, and I pulled up and couldn't find her in my scope. So I kind of picked my head up and looked, and there was a buck chasing her. He didn't look like a very big one, but I don't even care at this point. But she came up and did a U-ey. I don't know if she hit my scent or what, but she just did a U-ey and ran right back down the hill, and of course he was right on her. I heard him run off. It sounded like they kind of went down here to my right, but I might sit here for a little bit and see if they come back. First deer I've seen all day, so almost had it done. Well, there's one tag filled. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure if it's a doe or a buck. Those deer ran down there, and I was actually standing back there just looking, and I saw one of them cruising back up the hillside, so I kind of ran over here about 40 yards from the edge of this thick stuff. And I could see the deer stop standing there. I could hear her walking. And then I finally caught a glimpse of fur. I could just tell. I was like, that's a deer standing there. And then I got looking, and I could see its face, but I couldn't see whether it had horns or not. I think it's the doe. I kind of sat here for a second after I shot her. I saw her go down. She was hit. I'm not sure where, but she was hurting. She was still moving, so I put another shot on her. So she'd go down, and then I sat here and kind of waited because I thought maybe that buck might just keep coming if he was still dogging her. But he didn't. I'm pretty sure that's that doe anyway. She's down right up there about 50, 60 yards away. I'm going to go check her out. Make sure my safety's on. Well, since I know where that doe fell, I watched her. I'm pretty sure it's a doe anyway. I'm going to go over here to where that deer was standing and just kind of follow the blood just to do it, even though I don't really need to. I want to see if I can see a point of impact here. That's where it was standing. Plenty of blood. Follow it up through here just to follow it. I'd say that first hit was a pretty good one. Blood on this side and over there. Spraying out both sides. Little spike one, nice. I'll take it. with that first shot. That's cool. Alright guys, well here he is. Definitely not the giant I was going for this year, but we're down to the last week of rifle season, and this is pretty much the second day that I've actually taken a rifle out. I've been bow hunting right through it, as I usually do. But got down here to the end of this ridge and kind of cut down over the side and was headed back up. Gonna head actually back to the truck. I just decided that this open hardwood was too open and noisy to walk through and try to get onto anything. So I was going to head back up over the ridge onto the other side, walk down the other side of the ridge back toward the truck. And all of a sudden I heard, just as I was about to get going up over the ridge, I heard a deer coming up over the ridge. And a big doe ran up, and I was trying to get my crosshairs on her and couldn't find her in my scope. When I picked my head up and looked, this guy was chasing her. And they turned around. She must have hit my ground scent, and she did a U-turn and went right back down over the hill. And I heard him kind of run off down in this direction towards the southeast. I stood there for about 10 minutes, and Chuck actually texted me. I was texting back and forth with Chuck, and stood here. After I got done texting with him, I stood here for a couple more minutes, and I saw this guy kind of creeping up through the edge of this thick stuff. And that doe must have shook him or something, and she must have lost him. But I hit the can call a couple times, and next thing I know, I look about 50 yards ahead of me, and I could just see a deer standing there, and I couldn't see his antlers. I mean, not much to look at, so. But I have a doe tag too, so I said, the hell with it, I'm going to take the shot. I took it, and I knew I hit him good. First one went right through his shoulders, and he was running like it went through his shoulders, like his front legs just weren't working. And I think I actually missed the second shot. He was kind of hunched down, trying to run through the woods with two broken front legs, and I took another shot, and I'm pretty sure I missed on that one, but then I saw him drop right here and go down, and that was that. But I'm going to get this guy cleaned up, get out of here. I got quite a drag. I'm quite a ways out here, a lot further away than I wanted to be from the truck, really. And I've got nobody to help me drag this thing, so I'm going to get him cleaned up, get out of here, and I still have a doe tag to fill. Chuck and I are going to be bow hunting tomorrow all day long, trying to fill our last tags. But if you haven't done it, hit the like button down there and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.